Okay, all right. Now that we're all here, we're all ready. I messaged Zane, didn't hear back. I
Oh
imagine
no.
probably by now he's not here, so I assume he's not going to be able to play tonight, which likely means we probably are going to be without him for this weekend, likely next, but we'll catch him up. So, it is Persona time, fam. And last week on Persona D&D, you guys you had yourselves a time. You made your way into your first palace technically improperly this time with your actual personas. And this time it was within Victor Exeter's palace. No, Siri, I'm not talking to you.
Where was Siri anywhere in that
I
sentence
don't
anyways?
know. But it activated, so that was weird. Um
Yeah, who knew heavy armor made the least amount of noise?
You know, Mithril chainmail be like that after you get it.
It do be like that, you
It
know?
do be like that. You
It do
quite
be
quite light on your
Hey,
feet.
dooby dooby doo ah.
So you learned
What?
how to negotiate, and in doing so, our dear Cyrus recruited a scarecrow persona. Unsure of what that means for the long term, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind. You made your way through the palace itself, through the cornfield, through the pasture, fighting sheep, and then eventually fighting Victor himself along with Charlie and Miles, only to reveal that Victor was in fact a wolf in farmer's clothing. Interesting. But nonetheless, you still stood tall and you defeated Victor's inner delusional self.
We fucked him up.
And you successfully convinced him to relinquish his position within the student council. As well, you tried to convince him to leave the school altogether. What effects this may have on the real world from the cognitive one is unknown to you at this time, but you feel like it probably is going to have a significant effect. And we ended game last time where the palace was falling apart and you all made your heroic escape where nobody tripped and fell. Falling out of the palace, out of the cognitive world, into the disciplinary committee's entryway.
Mm-hmm.
And answering the door of the disciplinary committee was sent your friend Hugo.
All right.
And he looked down at you, greeted you, and you all went off to the cafeteria to get some dinner. That is where we ended game. That is where we were starting game. You are just sitting down in the cafeteria, the group of you, after everything you went through. Dane has excused himself already at this time. So it is just you guys and Hugo right now.
Bet.
Dope.
So what are you doing?
Stuffing my face. I'm hungry.
I was gonna say we're all probably
Tired.
exhausted, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't had
Mhm.
we haven't had the chance to rest since we left the palace, so it's just I'm hungry and
Mhm.
tired.
Yeah, no, you guys, you've spent almost your entire day within the palace, running around, exerting energy you didn't even know existed. So yeah, you guys are like ravenous wolves, for lack of a better
Trying
term.
to eat while keep conversation with Hugo.
Yeah, he's just kind of. I mean, he usually just eats like protein bars and stuff like that, but he's just like watching you all just like ravenously eat this food, this like top class food. Everyone around you is like, you know, eating properly and all that, and you guys are just like shoving burgers in your mouth, you know. And Hugo is looking over at you guys, and he's just like, "Man, you guys sure were hungry, huh?"
Yeah. Took the first years for a run today, so
Jeez.
It was a workout, and what can I say? The cafeteria food's pretty good.
Yeah, Yeah, you really look like you're enjoying that. Um,
Oh.
anyway, well, I'm glad to see you all. I was actually working on a lot of stuff in there, so having this distraction's really nice right now.
I'm glad we could be of assistance.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's always
He-
great to see you.
Hugo's
Like,
like
talk on the food.
he finishes his protein bar and he hands off the wrapper to somebody and he looks a little nervous. But he looks at you guys and he says, I gotta get going though.
Oh.
Is everything all right?
I'm not really sure how to answer that. And he like stands up and takes a step back and then he considers for a second and sits back down and he looks at you, Sent, and he's like, "This is a stupid question because we're friends. I can trust you guys, right?"
No questions ever stupid with me.
What he said.
Alright, been noticing some weird things with the student council ever since I got into this position. And he like stops and he looks around the room like he's scanning for somebody.
Sant's gonna look around as well.
Make a perception check.
Huge.
You see
Any student
somebody
council members. Okay.
staring at you, staring daggers right at Hugo. It
What was
looks
that again?
like-
Sorry, the game was being very loud.
No,
I was
you're
turn down.
good. Yeah, no, you do see a student council member staring at our dear Hugo. It is the historian, Tiki. She's standing near the doorway, staring at him. And he locks eyes with her and stops talking. And he says, never mind. I gotta go see Bernie. She got in a little trouble earlier.
What do you mean?
Scent is gonna just tug on his sleeve and just kind of say, like, barely moving his lips, just under his breath, right next to him. Meet me in my room. We'll talk tonight. And I just let go of his sleeve.
Let's call this a. I'm torn between stealth and sleight of hand here. Sleight of hand's like, how deftly you can move your hand, manual trickery.
It's just his lips. His lips are barely moving. He's barely talking.
Yeah, okay, I'll let it go. I'll let it go this time. I'll let you have that. That's fine. You're pretty skilled. That was a pretty good perception. So I'll say that you knew kind of where to turn, so Tiki couldn't try to read what you were saying or he was saying. And Hugo kind of nods and he stands up and he's still looking at Tiki and says, "Student council business today. I don't have time." And he
I
walks
understand.
away.
We'll see you later, Hugo.
He's walking away, and as he walks out, Tiki turns and follows him out.
What you want to do, sis?
Looks like we have more members we're probably gonna mess with.
Looks like. That was the only student council member, right?
That was the only one that you saw.
Can I do one more
So-
scan? Just like if it doesn't really check or anything, but
with
yeah.
with the 21, I'll let you carry it over.
Okay.
I mean, you do see trickle in of student council members within the cafeteria.
Okay.
It's hard to say, even with the 21, how many people are just sitting there listening to you, or if they were actively watching Hugo talk to you.
How loud is the cafeteria right now?
It's, I mean, general conversation noise of a cafeteria, so it's pretty vibing, pretty lively.
Okay. Cyrus, I'm sorry for this. I'm going to say in deep speech to Senna. We're meeting him tonight. I just was give it. I don't fucking know how time works, and that's just like post dinner, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
she
meet them after dinner, and you're all coming to my room. Do not be followed.
I follow you anyway.
Grab that one with us. You know what I mean. Grab him later. And he points at Cyrus. Oh, and Aberif, I suppose.
Aberif is just shoving food in his mouth, and
Yeah.
he looks over at you and goes, I think I need to take a nap.
All right, you nap then.
Mm.
We'll tell you later.
He like stretches and grabs like 3 more burgers and says, I wonder if Gage wants anything.
He probably does. Be sure to bring him some food.
Yeah. And he walks away.
Good night, Everett.
Good night.
It's like
Bye.
mid-afternoon, though, isn't it? Or is it late? I don't
It's like just around dinner time.
remember. Okay.
So it's like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Back in deep speech, we'll just say to Senna, we'll grab him. We're not going to say anything to him. To Cyrus.
Better idea. Hey Cyrus, we've never shown you what the second room dorms look like. The second year dorms look like, have we?
No.
Come on, let's go.
But
Bring your food. Let's go.
okay, I'll just grab my tray and just drag it along with me.
And we go.
There we go.
As you guys walk to the second year dormitory area, sorry, Zane finally just messaged me back.
Okay. We're avoiding
Um,
teachers, by the way. If we see any teachers, we are avoiding them.
Yeah. You won't see any teachers on this path. You think
Perfect.
that, they likely don't leave their classrooms because there is only currently one of them for each subject, so they are insanely busy with the amount of students they have to kind of work with. But you do get there pretty easily. You see miscellaneous students along the way, along the path. The second year dorms, Cyrus, are a little more well kept than the first year dormitories. The rooms seem a little larger. Like, it seems like the respect levels of like the first year to second year is a pretty fine gap, where your room is like, it could only fit one person, but they put 2 beds in there for some reason. Whereas this one is like, oh yeah, they definitely, could have even put like a 3rd bed in this room in here in terms of size, but it's a pretty stark difference. It's fairly large rooms, but they are very nice, and the beds are still immaculate though.
Guess they really want you to stay here for a couple years.
This is only the second year dorms. 3rd years are better. Same with 4th. The 5th.
My statement still stands.
They want us to be comfortable. You'll be here soon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're a year. What was that? You had food in your mouth. What'd you say?
I said whatever you say. I'm sorry. You told me to bring my food with you. You bet your butt I'm going to be eating this food. I'm starving.
Oh, you're right. I closed the door behind us. Hugo will be meeting us here in a couple hours.
Okay.
Cinna starts pacing.
No. Is
Okay.
there any, so we haven't gone to our classes, we haven't done
Mm-mm.
shit.
Mm-mm.
Is there any like studying from the year before that we can do with Cyrus to kind of like, if we do we remember anything from our first day that we can kind of like help him with?
typically, the first day that you had the previous day was really just like introduction. Here's the opening ceremonies. Here's
Oh, I think what Striker meant was
beginning
like from
layout.
their first day of official classes.
Oh,
from
like
the first
official
year.
classes.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
official
okay.
classes,
Gotcha,
yeah.
I
gotcha,
think that's
gotcha,
what they
Thank you.
gotcha. Thank you. Thank you for the specifying.
Thank you, Ryan.
So, with the first like actual day of classes, it's different this year because they cut back on the staff so much.
Hmm.
It was sort of like what Dane was saying, where yeah, because they did this, it's sort of now the teachers have set hours for the different years. But then it's a limited amount of people who can get into the classes. You can try to like let him know about like the different subjects. So if you wanted to talk to him about like, oh, the kind of things you'll study in noble etiquette or maybe medicine or agriculture, you can go over the different subjects and say like, oh, what are you like interested in studying? And
Yeah.
maybe like give him like pointers on like, well, focus on this class, focus on this class, focus on this class. Maybe go here if you're looking for that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's in turn, a question to you, Cyrus, of in your first year, in your own thought process, what is it that you are looking to get out of your academy experience?
That's an excellent question. If you give me a moment to pull up my cheat sheet
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
to remind myself of oh, that's the wrong cheat sheet. Got it. Cool. That's my cheat sheet for from my character. Here's the cheat sheet. Cool. I need
Yeah,
to
the
remind
world
myself.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
but I
that's
need to
what you
remind
want.
myself. Yes, thank you. I need to remind myself what classes there are again.
I believe the Persona D&D world notes.
Yes,
has
those
Page
have
three.
classes. Yeah.
Cool. There's literature. It's usually on page 19.
I'm looking at it right now. I see 3 out of 19. I don't know what you're on about. You're right, though. It is there, too.
Exactly. I'm not.
Yeah, but that's
wrong.
just showing the professors, my dude.
Mhm.
Mhm. But you know.
Yeah, what are you looking to improve on yourself this year?
Well, I don't really know what I want to improve per se. I think I just want to not get her. What the hell am I talking about?
It's been a long day.
Yeah. Get a better grasp on the world itself. See just more of it. I spent so much time in my home country that I just really wanted to get out. I want to see more. See more than just a religion dominating the country. People blindly trusting the church to give them everything they need. I want to see more than that.
Okay. Hmm. So you
And
want
of
to do a
course,
little bit of everything this year, then? See
Yeah.
all of it.
I guess so. And also considering this whole persona thing, I think I could probably do to keep in shape a little bit as well.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of classes that you can take for improving your body, improving your skills in battle. There's also plenty of courses for diplomatic reasons as well, or learning how to fight better in battle.
Mm-hmm.
Depends entirely on what you would like.
Yeah. Guess that's true.
Do bear that in mind this year.
I will. I'll make sure every day, or every class rather. I can't guarantee every day with this whole persona stuff.
We'll have to be smarter about when we go into these palaces for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think there's gonna be one very soon. I think we might need a little bit of a break and kind of understand how our personas work and still meet that figure that Dane mentioned as well.
Yeah, Dane owes us a lot of explaining.
He kind of just threw us right in.
It's odd for me to say, but I don't expect any less from him.
I expect to try and get some answers from him soon.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll bear that in mind.
Remember,
Going
you
forward.
have us.
Thank you. Anyways,
Okay.
how long
So-
do we have to wait for Hugo to show up?
Knock, knock, knock.
Oh, that was fast.
Some
We've-
time passed. You
Yeah,
had
a lot of time
conversation,
probably
yeah.
passed there. Yeah.
Oh man, my food's cold now. Damn it!
Okay. So, Hugo knocks on the door, and you open it and let him in.
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of walks in. He looks like he's been sweating. Like he just got done doing something strenuous. And he looks like he's slightly out of breath as he. Hey, hi. Hello. How's it going,
Sit
guys?
down. Sit down. You look exhausted.
Hey, man, I am. Sorry, it's just running. He sits. All right.
He's gonna offer him whatever. But there's
Yeah.
probably some beverages or something around this place.
He takes whatever you give him and he just chugs that like the whole thing, and puts it down.
Holy shit! You want more?
No, nope.
You want some of this
Um,
cold food?
Yeah, you want some? I'm not gonna eat it anymore,
I had my protein for the day. I appreciate it.
but there's salad.
I'll eat the salad. Yes.
You can't just have protein, buddy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And he just starts eating it, and he doesn't say anything. He just eats like the whole thing, and he puts down the plate.
It's good to see you, friend.
I don't know what's happening here.
Crazy
There's
first day, huh?
he had the understatement of the century. It's like the there's something weird going on. There's a lot of weird going on.
What do you mean?
Well-
I don't know even know how high this goes. Like,
sorry to sound rude, but instead of just saying a lot of weird, could you elaborate, please?
sorry. Yeah. Well, first and foremost, Victor, that was so yeah. Yesterday, was my initiation, and he like shudders.
Take your time.
I've never done something like that before.
Done.
I'm not physical like that, and he made me beat a student.
What?
He made you do what?
Wait,
Yeah.
that was you were with them last night.
Wait, were you
In the
in the courtyard?
yeah,
Yeah.
I walked out and heard a student screaming.
Yeah. I think I puked like 5 pounds out of me.
She's gonna walk up and
Mhm.
hug him.
Same.
That's nice. Actually, that's kind of nice.
He's just gonna
Ah.
put his hand on his back much more gently this time and just go in
Mhm.
for a hug as well.
Yeah. He grabs you both and is like shaking, pulling you both in like as tightly as he can.
Yeah, we're just gonna hold him until he loosens his grip,
Yeah.
no matter how long it takes.
It's like 5 minutes and he's just like shaking the whole time, but eventually he does like his nerves calm and he anyway. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. Everybody has their weak moments.
Whew. I know I need to be tough as you know, competing to be the king of my country and all, but
Every strong leader needs a backbone of friends to keep him going, to carry him further.
There's a difference between being tough and being a lone wolf. The two aren't synonymous.
right.
You're not alone.
I really appreciate you guys.
That's what friends are for.
I tried to talk to my sister Nora about it a little bit, but when she saw me, she said, "Hey, toughen up." So that was a little disheartening. So I'm glad you guys are a little more understanding of the situation.
It'd be one thing if it wasn't a student and it was like a criminal or somebody who was deserving of that sort of punishment, but no.
I didn't even think she did anything wrong. She accidentally bumped into me and she spilt some tea on me and it kind of hurt, but it was completely my fault. And Victor just exploded.
So Victor thought of them as a bad person
Yeah,
and made you do that.
he said it was the only way the sheep are gonna learn to stay in line.
Bastard.
Just a smile creeps on his face a little bit. I don't think Victor will do that ever again.
Well, after that, I spent most of today doing some reconnaissance, following him around, watching him. I he does a lot of going where he's not supposed to. Namely, he likes to let himself into other people's bedrooms. It's a little weird.
He didn't go near ours or anything, did he?
No, he mostly went through the student council's dorms.
Hmm. Wait, you didn't go to class either? He just blurts out.
You guys didn't go to class today?
No, we went out on that run after we went to our first classes for the day, so we could see the academy better. Isn't that right? That's why we were so tired.
Right. Yeah. Right. No, we skipped class. We skipped class. Yeah. What? He's our friend. It's fine.
Fine. Oh, God.
It's fine.
We
It's
had our
fine.
own stuff to do as well.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to see, and this year's show kind of gave us the rundown before his speech was a little more involved. He gave us a little more information, which I'm surprised he didn't put that in the speech. But yeah, no, it's completely fine. Classes aren't totally expected, but they do still want you to attend as many as you can.
I think.
They
I think,
show understands.
yeah, I think it might have been a read between the lines kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
he seems to be that kind of person when it comes to these types of matters. But maybe try to go on Monday morning for classes.
We will.
What had happened? We needed to do. It was important business with ourselves and our students.
Beside the point.
I get it. Anyway, so
What did you say, Sina?
I said that's
Sorry?
beside the point.
Yes.
Tiki's been weird. Really, really strange. It's almost like she's like a watchdog of some kind. She's always there whenever I turn around, and she's always staring at me whenever I'm talking to anybody who's not part of the council. It's like she's waiting for me to do something. But I'm not sure
So-
what or why.
When you left earlier, that was her, if I'm putting two and two together.
Right.
What
Right.
did she have you do, or did she tell you?
Well, when I left, she walked me into the hall and said, "Are those your friends?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my friends." And I tried to walk away, and she kept following me all the way to the disciplinary committee where she shut the door behind me, locked it, and then proceeded to give me a tongue lashing about associating myself with the lower class, which was
I'm
a little
glad you put the-
strange.
I'm really glad you put the lashing there, because that I had a whole other expectation. But continue.
Sorry.
He just like stops, he like looks perplexed at you, and then he's just
What? I'm
A-
sorry.
any-
Go, just go
anyway.
on.
The fact that he called us that is unacceptable. Sorry.
That's what I thought because I mean, We're all nobles here.
It's like,
There's nobody
especially
lower class.
because of who I am.
Right.
For both of us are, yeah.
I'm here too, but that's beside the point.
Well,
Well,
yes, son of
I'm
a
not gonna
cardinal,
lie,
but it's
I-
also, one of the successors to fight and take over, an entire city. But that's beside the point.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm just confused about the whole thing, and with Tiki and Victor, and I mean, Ionis just seems mean. There's just so much going on.
Besides her talking to you like that, what is your opinion on Tiki?
I mean, if she wasn't so mean, I think I mean, he blushes a little bit, and then he just shakes his head and he's like,
Yeah, Hugo.
Oh, I wasn't
Hugo.
wrong.
And he starts
You wanted
patting him
it
on
to
the back
be-
of the hunter.
Ah.
Yeah.
no,
There it is.
no.
You want
I
to
knew my
impress her,
intuition
don't
was
you?
right. I knew it was right.
He wanted the actual tongue lashing.
Exactly.
Okay,
In
okay.
and
Let the
out.
man live his life.
He stops and he's blushing like no tomorrow.
Let the man live his life.
He's
Anyway,
gonna start shaking him. Ah.
I will slap you if you touch him again.
This my best friend, okay?
He
Let me
is.
fuck with him.
I want to just kind of like inch forward and just like put my finger on him like this.
I will slap you to the next city state. I swear to God.
Oh no.
Look, if anyone's gonna fuck with him, it's me, Cyrus, okay?
Okay.
Anyway, you're from Everence.
Yeah.
The whole thing of where it's everyone does things as a unit for the better. And you're not.
Yeah.
Why are you allowing this to happen? You know it's wrong.
I mean, Victor is my senior, so I just thought that he knew what was the right process for a disciplinary committee member, but, after I saw what he was doing, obviously that's not the case, and I need to take a firm stance against it. I was actually planning on confronting him today about it, but I haven't seen him since this afternoon. I had followed him into the student council dormitory, and he got into a fight with Ionos because she found him in his room. So,
Understandable.
yeah, so that was a little strange.
Creep.
He was going through her desk.
Mhm.
So I guess, I mean, his excuse was that he was looking for the homework for diplomacy class, but I didn't stick around to hear that explosion.
It's what an idiot excuse. It's day one. They're not going to give homework yet.
That's what I thought. That's why I kind of made my escape, because I didn't want to be caught in the crossfire of, well, you saw him going in there. Why didn't you stop him? So I made myself scarce.
Fair.
Smart. Very smart.
And then I got stuck by Charlie and Miles in the disciplinary committee. They had to go, so someone has to man the desk. So that was me.
Well,
Well, you do have duties.
since you're doing
Fair.
all of this work, and he's really just snooping and invading privacy, why don't you bring that to light?
Well, that's the problem. I don't know who to trust in the student council right now. I know Sho is fine. He's a great leader. I trust him. But he's hard to approach with Ionis around 24/7.
Is there some way we can get him alone?
I might be able to do it. I just need time to be able to get close.
Don't forget, you're not alone. Bernie is there too.
He
Wait,
does-
speaking of
he-
which, what do you mean something happened earlier with Bernie?
Oh, right. Oh my God. yeah, she was bawling her eyes out. It was really, really bad. She was trying to help Alessandra with some of Ionos's work, for the start of the new year, all that stuff, budgets and the treasurer. It was a mess, and Alessandra was beside herself with trying to figure it all out, and Bernie was trying to assist Alessandra, but apparently it wasn't up to standard, and Ionos really let loose on her about not being good enough and not being able to handle easy tasks, and
Do you know
she
where
should
she
just
is?
Mm-hmm.
well, she was in her room last I saw, and that's where I was with her. She hasn't come out of her room all afternoon.
I think we should pay her a visit.
We're going to see her. Now.
We can
You can
stay
come with if
outside
you
of the
want.
dormitories. You're kind of the key essential here to even getting her out.
No, well, yeah. I don't see why not. As long as I'm there, you guys should be able to get right in. No problem.
She's one of our best friends. Why would she deny us?
I'm
Well,
gonna-
it's not about her denying you. It's about literally any other member who doesn't like, non-members just walking around,
Well,
because not everybody is allowed inside the
if they have
dormitory.
a problem with it, they can take it to my face. Anyway, Cyrus, are you coming?
It's not like I have anything else better to do. I'm invested at this point.
All right, let's go.
Thank
She
you,
like starts to
Cyrus.
walk out the door.
Yeah.
Ent is right
Um,
behind her.
Yeah, you make your
I'm-
way out.
As I'm leaving, I'm gonna at least politely grab the plates that I brought up and take them with me, and just carry them.
Okay. Somewhere along the way, a maid walks over and just said, "May I take those for you, sir?"
Would you be able to take them all the way to the cafeteria? 'Cause
Of
that's where they
course.
came from. Sure.
And
Oh.
she takes them from you and starts walking away.
We are Cinna and Cent are practically running.
Yeah. Hugo is leading the way. It does take you a bit of time to get to the student council dorm, as it is a little bit detached from the main part of the academy and is away from the rest of the dorms.
Should
Once
I make an athletics check to catch up?
No, you're good. You're
once
good.
once we
It's
get
not
there,
that
we kind of
bad.
slow down, straighten up, and
Mhm.
kind of slow down a little bit.
Hugo takes the lead at that point, and he walks right into the dorm, keeping the door open for the lot of you. Walking inside, Tiki is sitting there, kind of in the foyer area. There's like seating areas there, and she is sitting in this like opening foyer area in a chair, reading a book. And she sees Hugo walk in, and she says, "Oh, hi, Hugo."
Good evening, Tiki.
Charmed. What is the pleasure of non-student council members inside our dormitory?
I'm sorry, but have you seen Bernie?
We've all heard her today.
I haven't actually. So that's why I'm here.
Who are you?
He's my student.
This is the
Yeah.
son of a cardinal.
What they said I was gonna say, but they beat me to it.
Charmed.
Same.
Hugo, don't let the riffraff run around freely.
I'm gonna whip my head over
Mm-hmm.
and be like, riffraff. Last I checked, we were all nobles. And last I checked, you weren't up for a throne.
Hmm.
Go write in your books.
She stands up and starts to walk over to you. Just because Noelle is a year older than me doesn't mean that she's getting the throne over me. So don't get it twisted.
Then it looks
I'd
like
like to
we have
interject.
the same battle. So maybe watch your tongue next time if you're rude to someone who's exactly like you.
She narrows her eyes at you. At least I can get on the council. And she walks away.
He's gonna pull on Cinna's sleeve. Bernie,
Right. Hugo, where are we going?
Right this way. And he leads you to a room, and he stops a few doors down from the entryway, and he knocks on the door lightly. Bernie, it's Hugo. I brought Cinna and Scent with me, and the door like flies open,
I'm
and you see Bernie, and she's got like she does wear makeup, but like the mascara is just like all down her cheeks, like she's been just crying all day long, and she just like jumps like Michael Jordan jumps like from the entryway like over fucking Hugo
They're
and
gonna,
just like onto you, Senna.
yeah, we're just gonna crush her in a bear hug and just hold her.
squeeze tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Just
god.
sandwich. Yep.
Yeah, and she's just like hugging you. I really needed this right now. Oh,
While
jeez.
hugging her, I'm like carrying her back into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that weird hobble, like just
Yeah.
6 legs trying to get into a room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's like off the ground, so it's like 4 legs
Yeah.
getting into the room.
It's
Yeah.
quite literally just 2 lions holding a person.
Wait, how tall is Bernie? Just out of curiosity, she's small, isn't she?
Compared
Yeah,
to us,
she's-
small.
Compared to you, yeah, she's only 5'6".
Oh gosh.
like- She
Yeah.
is not tall.
Yeah, we carry her in a room.
Yeah, so you guys carry her and you can close the door, and he does not let you go, Senna.
Yep. I'm just gonna keep holding her. Like I'm
Yeah.
depicting I've sat on her bed and she's like clinging on to me like a child.
Yeah. And she's like kind of burying her face into your fur.
Sen's just gonna look around the room. There, like
Mhm.
anything just off about her room at all?
It seems like a very Bernie room.
Just messy and
Yeah,
disheveled a little bit.
disheveled, messy, very brightly colored. Just
While,
a very Bernie room.
While they're talking, he's just gonna be cleaning.
I was
Okay.
gonna do that if you weren't. God damn it.
Yeah. He's just gonna start cleaning and making sure everything looks okay and just
Mhm.
giving her a good environment for when she detaches from Cinna.
Right, yeah. So she finally like takes her face kind of out of your fur and just kind of like rests her chin on your shoulder and is just still hugging you, and she's just like, today was awful.
Kind of heard. That's why we came quite literally running.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Whew, I don't think I've ever been screamed like that before.
He's like, while he's cleaning, he's gonna kind of tap Cyrus. Would you mind kind of being by the door, making sure we're not being, listened in on?
Say less.
I
It's not like I
appreciate
can
it.
really contribute to the conversation, anyways. She's
You
your
being
best
here
friend.
is enough. Thank you.
You know, fight with Tiki aside, it might be better if I'm not on the council because, whew, if I had heard about this, there would have been a lot more screaming, just not at you.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you were on the council, I wouldn't have to deal with it, so that would be nice.
Maybe, if plans go well.
Hmm.
Still trying. She's like rubbing her back while they're having this
Mhm.
conversation.
We'll get on that. We'll change this school.
Well, if you do, let me know, because Alessandra's a workhorse, but well, she works us like horses, I should say.
About to say that
You
you
can
say
be
that.
one of our aides then.
I was gonna say
That'd
like
be lovely.
you speak as if we would not tell you first thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I assume you would. I'd probably find out before you anyway. So what are you guys doing? I mean, well, obviously coming to see me. Haha. Nice one,
Oh.
Bernie.
We heard about your
Actually, while we're here, would you like
Yeah.
to meet one of our first years?
Yeah, she like starts to rub her face and just rubs all like the mascara like off of it.
I'm
and
gonna
she,
like wipe some
turns.
of it off too and help.
Yeah, and she's
gonna
like,
throw a towel at her.
yeah, she takes it and just uses it, and she looks at you, Sen, and says, "Give a mirror. I need to see how I look."
No, send a cleaner, please.
Sorry.
Thank you.
That was out of
You
character. That
don't
was
need to
in
see
character.
yourself like this.
She's gonna
Yeah.
quite literally pick up Bernie to where like she's getting straddled now. Is going to like lick
Yo.
part of her like thumb and start wiping some of it.
Oh my god. Yeah, and you take a few minutes and you fix her makeup and help her get back to snuff, and she kind of hops off of you and turns and looks at you, Cyrus, and I mean, Bernie's pretty cute. She's got long pink hair, pink eyes. She's got a nice face.
Mm-hmm.
Wears bright clothing, just like as they described.
Like March 7th with long hair.
Literally.
Pretty much.
Almost, yeah.
Okay, bet. Perfect mental image. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Nice to formally meet you. I'm
Right.
Cyrus.
Likewise. Official introductions. I am Bernie Stragolorna. She holds out a hand.
Nice to meet you.
Bernice.
Shut up. Call me Bernie.
Cinna
or I'm
starts
gonna-
cackling after she hears official introductions.
I see
Okay.
why they're friends with you.
Hmm.
Pleasure to meet you, Bernie.
It's a pleasure to you as well.
She's the light in our life.
It's not like we had much
She's
of an
certainly
option
one
either.
bright light, that's for sure.
Thank you. At least somebody gets it.
What? You say that like I don't tell you daily.
I know you do.
Quite literally, the only people in this entire school we trust is in this room other than our siblings, and half the time we want to punch them.
And me, but that's besides the point.
You're a special occasion.
You
I get punched on the special days.
Yes. But if you thought my punch hurt, you haven't met our brother yet.
I don't think I want to meet your brother.
She's
Oh, he's
gonna,
he's
great.
wonderful.
He's amazing.
she's gonna look directly at she's gonna look at Cyrus and go, you know Sho, right?
Yeah.
He's Sho's bodyguard.
Oh. Then I'd love
Oh,
to meet
right.
him.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's if Shaw had a smidgen of personality.
Okay, then. I have a feeling
Sho
I
has
would love to talk with
personality.
him.
He just doesn't show it to specific people.
Listen.
Physical personality. Externally actually expresses his personality.
You say that like he doesn't sometimes. Jesus.
Listen, whether or not Sho has personality, and she walks over to you, Sent, and she like hugs you and says, "You've got more than enough personality for me."
He picks her up. He picks her up, gives her a little like light kiss on the head. Yeah, I know.
And she like blushes as you put her back down. Still hugging you, by the way.
No, he's not letting go.
Yeah.
It's my turn, sister.
Someone's crush is showing.
No. And she like lets you go and tries to like get out of your grip.
Oh, he's not letting go.
I was gonna say, is there something going on here that I'm missing, or...
There's nothing going on. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. But, whatever you're comfortable with, I won't pry. It's our first day meeting.
He directly to Cyrus. There's nothing going on. He
We're
looks
just
over at Senna.
friends.
Yet.
There it is.
Bernie just stops and just like looks up at you, looks over
Yeah.
at Senna, and just grins.
Cinna looks at Set and goes, "Well, you better tie her up before I do."
Oh. Oh.
And he just winks at his sister.
Now I understand what I did.
New year, new us.
Hugo's like sitting in a desk in this like the corner, like, guys, I'm still here. You know, this is a little weird.
Sorry,
It's like-
Hugo.
And I love having you here, Hugo. I need a witness to this.
Speaking
witness
of
the
Hugo.
union, or
Well, someone
just
has to
gonna-
sign the papers other than me. But
I'm just gonna go back to keeping an eye out real quick. You guys
make a
have fun.
perception check.
I was about to ask what
Cyrus,
you're
yep.
doing. Ouch. I am
No,
too distracted by the
the
happening.
conversation and happenings in this room
Distracted
is,
by the honey.
yeah.
I'll just imagine I keep looking back and just like,
Mhm.
man, I want to go participate in conversation, but I gotta do this stupid thing.
I'm gonna look at Hugo and be like, so tiki.
We don't need to talk about relationships
I
right
think
now.
we should talk about it.
Oh God.
Okay, look,
Listen,
when is
I-
the next time we're actually gonna get to have a moment like this where it's the original 4?
Fine, you're right. Okay, you want to hear it? You're right.
Let's
She's
go.
just a little abrasive, and I just need to, I don't know, figure out why.
You wanna
I'm just gonna go
fix
from, like, the door
her?
frame.
Yes, I can fix her moment.
Ooh.
Okay.
You want to fix her? I
No,
see.
it's not fixing
Mhm.
people, because I don't. You
Oh,
know,
you're
when,
right.
when you say fix someone,
The ever so noble prince helping. And she like does a mocking bow.
you're making fun of me. You're trying to bait me into something. I'm not falling
I
for it.
wouldn't
You were the
I
one who
wouldn't call
blushed
it
at her
making
name.
fun of you.
You were the one who
No.
blushed at her name. It's not my fault that I called you out for it.
I'm not having this conversation right now.
You're acting like a child. Come on.
How about this, Hugo? Why don't
Yeah.
later we'll have a man-to-man conversation about this? How's
Oh,
that
you're
sound?
so not fun. She like plops on the bed.
In deep speech to Senna, it's not like I'm not gonna tell you every single detail.
You know, fair. And she just like points at him. She did not say that in deep speech at all. She just goes, you know, fair.
Bernie, also in deep speech. Of course, I'm gonna be there too. So, duh.
When did you learn? What?
She's known.
How long do you think I've been around you that I wouldn't know?
When did you learn this?
I don't know. When we were kids.
It's like, you really think that she would spend like almost our entire lives together and she wouldn't try to figure out the funny words we were saying? It's Bernie.
That's a good point. You're very curious.
I guess you could say she's burnied it into her brain at this point.
That
What
was
about
really
you
bad.
guys?
That was
I'm going
really,
to claw your
really
fucking
bad.
face.
Hugo starts laughing in the corner, just.
You
Oh,
go back to it.
anyways.
I told you you'd like the first year.
He's an interesting one, that's for sure.
You can blame the prince for that. Freaking lame.
I don't know who that is. Anyway,
That's beside the point.
well, yeah. So I have to. I'm gonna head back to the disciplinary committee office. I have some night paperwork to get done tonight. It's mostly just don't want to be in the dorms right now.
He's gonna distance himself, you know, like give her a
Mhm.
little bit of space. He was still holding there.
Mm.
Why don't we, all of us, just once every weekend, just do this again. Just spend time together. Forget about everything. Forget about all the bullshit with the student council. You can introduce yourself to our other student. And we can just relax for a couple hours. How's that sound?
I mean, yeah, that'd be actually really, really cool.
We all need a break.
Before you leave, she's going to run up, grab Hugo, grab Bernie, and slam them in between her and Scent, and just big old lion hug.
Just get on my back. Oh God.
Everything will be better.
While that's happening, can I attempt to do one more perception check?
You may.
Okay.
In all fairness, we haven't really been saying anything wrong.
but
Yeah, that's true.
still,
You
Yeah.
know,
but
yeah.
still,
Go
I
for
was
it.
I was tasked to keep an eye out.
No, that's fair.
And I'm also really wanting to be a part of that hug, apparently.
Bring it in.
Get over there, Cyrus.
All right, let me in. I've met all of you guys like within the last 2 days. This is fantastic.
We've
New
gone through
year,
enough
new
shit.
memories.
Yes.
Hugo like kind
Anyways.
of worms his way out. All right, that's enough bear hugging for me.
Get some rest soon, both of you, okay?
We'll see ourselves out.
Yeah, I'll walk you out, son. And he like winks at you.
Let's go.
Cyrus.
What?
Come-
Why are you coughing at me?
Come over here.
Why
You
are
gotta
you
drag him.
saying,
Yeah.
Come. Okay, fine.
Come over
Okay,
here.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm coming.
hey, Bernie, don't forget to say goodbye to Senna. And Bernie just like, you're gonna leave without saying goodbye? And just like runs over to you and just stops you from leaving, Senna. As Hugo walks out into the hall with Sent and Cyrus.
Yeah, Sen's gonna be the last one to close the door. Give her a little wink. Your turn. And close the door.
I wanted to say bye.
See ya!
Bye. I guess. Doors are
All
closed.
you hear
door-
after the door closes is a giant thud.
What are you doing?
I just imagine me getting tackled by
Yeah.
this small force and falling
Yep.
over.
Yeah, that's that's about accurate.
I am currently
Um,
pinned to the ground, caught off guard, not expecting
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, she does. She launches on you. You launch to the ground and hit the ground with a thud, and she goes. The set was pretty forward today.
Well, he has his moments. He's also been hanging out with me more, so.
Yeah.
He's still standing like right on the other side of the door, big ass
Mhm.
grin. Just hearing all of this.
Yep.
Hey, can I hear? Come on.
He's just holding him by his head. No.
Come on. I should watch for you. Come on.
If it's something important, I'll tell you.
Then again, you know, he may be forward. You were also straddling me earlier. And you have me pinned to the floor now.
So I do. And she like kind of rolls off of you and gets up off the ground, and offers a hand to help pick you up. Sometimes it be that way.
You know, for some, you know, I may be a connoisseur in women, but I've never had one physically pin me to the ground, so
Well,
that's a first.
come on, you better get used to it with me.
You are quite literally the only one that has done it.
And she like kind of squats down and is like, "Oh yeah, I still got it."
Boy, Cyrus, it sure is getting late, isn't it?
Can I roll a perception check to listen in?
You may.
God damn it!
I'll tell you if it's important.
Fine, it really is getting late. I'm tired, as are the other boys.
Hugo is
What?
like standing there, kind of just like chuckling, just. Oh my god. And
What the fuck?
All right.
Bernie is just like, well, you better get going though. I mean, unless you want to stay here tonight, you're more than welcome.
Is that an offer?
I mean, if you want it to be. Nothing. No funny business though.
Why are you coughing?
You have no reason.
Anyway, and she goes and she just hugs Bernie.
Yeah, she'll hug you back.
If you ever need a place to scream, you know where to find me.
Of course.
Same here.
What he said. No context.
I meant a different kind of screaming, you idiots. Anyway,
No,
bye.
no,
She
same
like
here.
speeds out the door after
Yes.
saying that.
No, it's same here.
Wait.
Before
screaming?
before you speed out the door, Hugo like pulls both you, Cyrus and Sent, towards him, and he goes, "All right, this is confidential, guys. Just between us right now.
Okay.
There's a new shop that opened up in the Academy City. It's called the Naughty Elf.
Sense
Oh,
eyes just
God.
beam. You have my attention.
I haven't been there yet, but I definitely need to go there.
It's about to be the weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
We're going tomorrow.
Okay.
Boy, no. Hold on. We have
After
some
we
plans.
do our tasks, yes.
Well,
Okay.
I heard they don't open until like 7 p.m. anyway, so
Why is that so late?
guess it's like a night shop.
Also, it's called the Naughty Elf. Aren't you supposed to be smart? Use context clues.
I'm smart, but I'm a little dense, okay?
Does Senna hear them talking about this?
This is when Cinna opens the door and Hugo just like breaks off and he's like, "So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow." Tomorrow?
No. There's something you're not telling me.
See you later.
No, she
Just like-
grabs him before he leaves. She yoinks him.
Sen's gonna just kind of push Hugo away. No, you got to go to bed,
Yeah.
my friends. Go on.
Yeah, I got disciplinary work to do.
Yeah, you got to go disciplinary
I'm
query
going
stuff.
to
You're gonna get in trouble.
growl at Sen and be like, what are you talking about?
None of your business.
What do you mean none of my business?
Guy stuff. Just guy stuff.
Half of the guy stuff is my stuff because I am basically a guy without the...
Can I have
she
my
like
stuff?
points at her downward area.
Am I allowed to have stuff?
Fine. Anyway,
Thank
let's
you.
go.
Right.
She starts marching out of the student council dorms.
Cyrus, I'm sorry. What? What are you gonna say?
It's fine. Let's just go to bed.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm just tired.
Let's go to bed.
Okay. You can all go ahead. You make your way back to your rooms. Cyrus, you get back to your room, and Avarith is just passed the fuck out.
He's just,
Just
going,
like, yeah, he's just like deep into his sleep. There are burger wrappers around him. It's an interesting time for sure.
well,
Yeah.
at least it's on his bed and not mine.
Yep.
I'm just gonna not even like I'm just gonna throw off the important parts of my clothes or my uniform, whatever, and just go
Mhm.
face first into the bed.
Yeah, and you pass the hell out. Sin and Sent, back to your room, no issues. Pass the hell out. Everybody, go ahead, take your long rests.
Ah, finally.
You
How-
awaken.
How do I reset the charges on my anti-up? It's not doing it.
You have to hit reset after take a long rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not doing it for it though.
I think it doesn't give you the option.
Yeah, so it still says 0-3 charges. I did reset everything, yeah, but didn't.
Okay, refresh your
Oh.
page. Yeah,
Okay.
you have to click on the sword and then like click on the charges. It's weird.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not doing it, but it's all right.
You
Oh,
can
yeah.
refresh your page. I just did it for you.
Oh, there it is. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So, the following morning, you are all fast asleep. It is around 8 in the morning, Saturday morning, August 5th. All of you in your respective rooms are ceremoniously or unceremoniously woken up as there is banging on all of your doors.
Yeah.
Just like running down the hall, bang, 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 bang. And then just
Oh.
a sliding of a paper underneath your door. And then just running down the hall. You hear footsteps running.
That's information. She snaps the fuck up and grabs that paper.
Yeah, you grab it and it says emergency student assembly.
Beelining, running.
Yep.
I will
Okay.
assume the same and be like, oh,
Save a seat for 3, and he's gonna run to the first dorms and grab his students.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, Avarith is not there.
he's just not in our room.
He's not in your room.
Oh,
He probably went ahead. Let's go.
okay, sure. He's probably at the cafeteria, honestly. But anyways, let's go.
Probably.
So you make your way to the assembly hall, and it is packed full. There are students wall to wall, more than what were present or who was present during the entrance ceremony. It seems like there are probably some people who skipped the opening assembly, but they have made their way as this is an emergency urgent student assembly.
Senna manages to
Um,
get seats at the very front.
Yeah, and you do. Yes, you can.
Let's go.
I will allow it.
We'll
No roll,
yeah,
I'll
we'll-
allow it.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Thank you, Dashing.
yeah, we'll
You're
kind of
welcome.
come from like the front entrance
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just peer from the back and scan our way up and see if we find Cinna.
Yeah, easy enough. You know, she went beelined it for those front seats, and that's where she wanted to sit. You can find her easily, for sure, for
We'll
sure.
sit.
So you sit down, and it is loud in here. There's a lot of talking, and then that talking is subsequently silenced as three people make their way onto the stage. It is Victor, Charlie, and Miles. And they sit down at three chairs just shy of the podium, and all three of them look dejected. They look like they have just went through something, unsure of what that could possibly be for Charlie and Miles, but Victor looks different. It looks like his very essence is gone within him, like he's been defeated. Some kind of resignation to everything that he's done.
Well, I think what we did yesterday's coming to fruition.
Scent's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna have his hands clasped together, resting on his chin, just staring studiously.
Mm-hmm.
This is the quietest y'all have ever heard him or seen him.
The entire room is so quiet you could hear a freaking like raindrop hit the ground. It is so silent. And a few moments later, through this silence, there is a cutting noise of footsteps as you watch as Sho begins to walk onto the stage, followed by Ionos. And he gets to the podium, and she stops and walks over and stands next to Victor and crosses her arms and just looks down at him in disgust. She lets out a gasp, like just a ugh, and just walks over to the right side of Sho away from them.
He's just growling quietly.
And she
Okay.
walks over to Sho and she says something to him, and he, yep, nods. And he looks at everybody and he says, I'm sorry that I had to call all of you away on a Saturday. Believe me, this isn't what I wanted to do either. First and foremost, we are very sorry for all that has happened. He pauses and he looks at Victor, Charlie, and Miles. The perpetrators of abuse by the disciplinary committee are taken very seriously. We applaud these members for turning themselves in, but they're He takes a breath and he stops himself. Their acts have proven them unworthy of their station and are hereby expelled from the council. The chatter in the entire assembly hall just lights up as noise just fills the room. And Sho
Sense.
just puts a hand onto this podium and everybody quiets down.
Cinna's staring daggers at Sho.
Scent's just gonna say in a complete, like trying to in a completely different voice, just the council? Very loudly. Like still hands covering his face, making it sound like someone else.
I'm just going to give Scent a look of like, what the fuck are you doing?
They've never heard that voice. Still covering his face.
Just try not to make it obvious that we did something.
Their misdeeds, we believe, are not warranting being kicked out of our academy. However, I do think that it is the just desert to be placed in the court of the public for the rest of their time here. Hopefully, and he looks right at you, Scent, you can all show them how to properly act as nobles here on.
He just stares back. Big grin behind his face, or behind his hands.
And Sho smiles, and
He just nods.
he looks back and over at Ionos, who's standing, off to his right. With that said, as your student council president, a new race begins today. There's an open position within the council, and voting will be held by the end of next week, as we cannot have an open position within our disciplinary committee. If you wish to run, you are to come to my office directly by the end of the weekend. I apologize for summoning you this early on a day off. But you are now dismissed. Enjoy your weekend. And he turns and he walks away, and Ionos follows him silently.
Cinna's gonna
And-
scream show to like try to get his attention.
He stops about halfway off, and he looks right at you.
Take scent.
Smile just grows. He lowers his hands. Why not?
He just makes a head motion, and he keeps walking.
He's gonna follow.
And everybody in the entire assembly hall just erupts in just different kind of boos and screaming at Victor, Charlie, and Miles, as well as what was that? Like, what is that can't do that. There's a vote that needs to go out. And then behind you, Cinna and Cyrus, you hear different kinds of conversations through that noise. Different people talking about different things. You hear, wow, who do you think found them out? It's about time the council did something. I heard it was the second year witnessed his last victim, and that's why this is happening. And then you hear a second voice. No, that's not wasn't it. No, remember 2 years ago, his old partner quit the council. I'm sure he found enough evidence by now. What was his name? Began with a D. And then you hear another voice way back. Is it even worth announcing a vote taking place? God, it's just like when Hugo got on the committee. Maybe he's... And then his voice gets cut off. What are you doing, Senna and Cyrus?
Oh, I thought there was more to that. That's why I was being
No,
quiet.
no.
I was like, his voice gets cuts off, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and
No,
and
that's it. That's all you hear.
I'm gonna look at
Somebody
Cyrus.
stopped him.
I'm gonna look at Cyrus and go, "You want to get breakfast?"
sounds like the greatest thing ever.
While they're walking, as everyone is like freaking out, they're pretty much, I'm
Mhm.
assuming, the only ones leaving.
Yeah, no, everybody is like deep into conversations and like freaking out about a new vote, a new student council member position opening up. It's a very rare situation for a position to open up, but it's even more rare to have, an emergency meeting on a Saturday of all things.
Sitta's like stretching as they're walking out and looks at Cyrus and goes, "Well, if this goes according to plan, Sen's gonna be the new disciplinary committee member."
So, you do get to the cafeteria pretty easily. However, Scent,
hmm
you follow Ionos and Sho to Sho's office, and you walk in, and he closes the door behind you as you walk in. Inside, Ziore is already in there. Isabella is in there. And Ziore sees you, and she just looks confused at Sho. And he just like throws up a hand, and she doesn't say anything. And he walks over to his desk and he sits down and he motions for you to sit.
Smirk hasn't left. He's just sitting up straight. Just kind of plops down. So what do you think?
Why you, Sent?
Why not? A better judge of character than that. Whatever that was. He gestures towards the assembly hall. You know what I'm capable of as a person. You know what I'm capable of as a leader. Especially when it comes to taking care of trash. But taking care of the trash in a way that's reasonable. Without beating the shit out of people for no fucking reason. You know I'm a well-mannered person. We've known each other for how long now? Why not?
He looks over at Ziore. And Ionos steps forward in front of you across the desk from Sho and just slams her hand on the desk and says, "We have procedures, Sho." And he looks at her and she just stands straight up and just like takes a few steps back, almost bumping into you. And she just stops talking.
Where were
And
those procedures with Victor?
The procedures worked because we found out.
You found out very late. Who's to say the procedures shouldn't be better looked at?
And why do you think I put Hugo on the council, huh?
Hugo needs to grow a backbone as well.
Yeah, that's why I put him there. Because he's steadfast and he knows what he's doing.
They only found out because my sister caught him.
Do you think that was the only reason?
Did you have someone else there? Was there anybody besides those members and Hugo that were there? You think I don't know that my best friend had to do that? Something completely out of character from him, forced by Victor? Do you really think that these procedures are up to snuff? If so, you're fucking blind. You need me. Sure. There's no one else here.
Ziore steps forward and she walks over to you and puts her hand on your shoulder.
He's gonna shrug it off.
I second his bid. Sho sits back and he just... Make persuasion check. At advantage because Ziore is backing you up.
Let's go! Damn it! No, it looked like a 16! It looked like a fucking 16!
Okay.
I'm so bad!
That's fine. No, it's fine.
Oh!
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Ziore,
Okay.
she begins to try to talk, and she says, "Sho, you need to listen. This is important." And he just holds up a hand, and he just motions away, and she takes her hand off of you, and she says, "Sorry, Sen." And she just leaves the room, and Isabella follows after. And Iodonis is still standing there. You're gonna let him talk to me like that? And he just says, "The wave off was for you too, Ionos." And she just looks stunned. Fine.
He's just gonna respectfully nod at Ionos.
And she gets to the door and she turns and looks at you. And she looks at Sho.
I don't hate you, Ionos. We just disagreed. That's what a debate is, right?
You have a lot of growing up to do. You better do it. Quickly.
And so does this council.
And she turns and shuts the door behind her. Joe just sits forward in his chair and he just puts his hand on his face and he just, you're gonna give me more of a headache if you pick fights with her.
Yeah, but someone has to say something.
And he gets up and he takes his coat off and he puts it on the table and he walks around the front and he sits down and it's a little more informal than it was before. A
He's gonna
little more
follow.
relaxed, yeah. It's not that Victor was the right choice or the wrong one. I didn't install him, the previous student council president did. I always thought that there was something wrong with him, and I had assumed that when I installed Dane, that he would do something about it, but he ended up just quitting.
Dane was on the council?
He was disciplinary committee a few years ago when I first got in.
Hmm.
I installed him early, but it didn't seem like he was up to the challenge.
I see.
Told me he had other things to do. So I respected it and I let him go. I told him he was wasted potential.
I met him, got a little better acquainted with him recently. He definitely has a good chip on his shoulder.
I was the one who approved his pairing with you lot.
I appreciate that. He's good company. Maybe you
I'm
should
in
reach
a-
out to him more.
He gets up and he walks over to a window that like overlooks the courtyard of the school.
He's gonna get up as well. Just stand there.
Looking over into the courtyard. Think that I am blind of the things that happen in this school is a complete misunderstanding. I know everything that happens. Tell me, what is it you desire?
All I desire is for this place, currently, to not be a shithole. And it looks like it's turning that way. And I want to help you fix it. He puts a hand on his shoulder ever so gently.
He turns and looks at your hand on his shoulder.
And just slowly lifts it off.
He looks away.
You know I'm here to
And-
help.
I need people that I can trust here. I need people that I can rely on to do the job, even when I'm not looking. Victor is a good lapdog when I am paying attention to him, but he, as you can tell, gets off his leash and thinks that he is more than that. I'm not saying that I need you to be a lapdog. In fact, I would prefer if you were a leader of the pack. I know Amon's ways, I know your family's ways of getting into power. That's not the point here. Sense.
You've seen my
Any-
sister. You've worked with her. You know
He-
just as well.
He turns and he leans against the glass. Are you a leader?
Absolutely.
Ah, jeez.
We can
Don't
leave
make
it to the,
me.
we can leave
regret
it to the
this.
school if we really want to. But you know that they'll pick me.
You're funny if you think that this school decides anything.
There's a little bit of formality I needed to present.
We're not waiting. The disciplinary committee is yours. Turn it inside out. Turn it into whatever you want. Fit it to your ideals, Scent. And he looks over at you and he scans you up and down. Get rid of all of the aids if you wish. Keep them on. If you
Only
need a
Hugo
new second.
stays.
Huh,
The rest
interesting.
go.
Keeping a bid for Ionos. That's a smart move.
Not just that, he's one of the few people here I can truly trust to set things right.
Keep Cecilia too.
Will do.
He walks over to his desk and he writes a note. If you disappoint me, there's no coming back.
I would never.
He sits down. I'm surprised.
Hmm.
Usually when I ask people what they want, it's always, show you don't have a squire. How about it, huh?
All I would say with that is there are plenty of people in this school with the capabilities of living up to that level of being your squire.
And yet nobody has showed me quite yet.
Some will soon. I believe it.
Prove it. Any motions for you to leave?
Of course, sir. And he walks away.
Okay.
He just heads back to his sister. Goes to the cafeteria.
Okay. Back in the cafeteria. Cinna, Cyrus, how's it going, guys?
Stuffing my fucking face.
Okay. Well, stuff your face because we're taking a break.
Hell fucking yeah.
We will be coming back to the two of you, though. I just looked at the
Cinna's,
clock and
like,
I was like, "Ooh."
Completely lost in thought.
Thank you, 5.
God damn, take your 5-minute break, boys.
I've had
Take
KFC
it
waiting for a
back.
half hour. I'll be right back.
Get
Hey,
your
yo.
food.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're back.
Good to be back.
Back to Persona time. So, Cyrus, Cinna, you make your way to the lunchroom to have some breakfast together. You
I'm
are
having waffles.
Waffles, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, so what are you guys doing? Other than eating breakfast, what you got going on?
Cinna's kind of lost
Wait.
in thought for a bit.
Okay. Are you
I'm
just sorry.
going first. No, you go ahead first.
No. You go. What you doing?
I'm just so enveloped and so happy with the result of everything that I'm just focusing on eating my waffles
Mm-hmm.
so much with the biggest grin on my face because I'm like, ha! The bitch got fucking booted. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking that.
Yeah. That's running through your minds. Some time passes by, just kind of like sitting in silence with each other, eating. And a chair pulls out, and Dane sits down next to you both, with his own plate of waffles, and he looks at you, Cyrus, and goes, "Solid call on the waffles. Got to agree." And he just starts eating.
You're a man after my own heart sometimes, Dane. Except for that foot fetish.
What? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Anyway.
You heard that. Anyways, I'm assuming you saw the good news.
What good news? Are you just eating the waffles?
Victor got booted.
Really? Already? Damn. Show works fast. Okay. Well, that's a lot quicker than I thought. Student council can run pretty slow sometimes, so I'm surprised that show was really quick. Anyway. So, is this today? You guys good?
Yeah, I
Where's
think
Sen-
you
Avrith?
well sent followed after show, after the announcement was made. And
Oh yeah, show's
Avarath
having a
is-
meeting with Send about joining student council.
There we go.
Like, just chokes on his waffles. Sent in the student council.
By this point, where's Sent?
Your meeting has just ended, and you are like halfway to the cafeteria, so you're
Cool.
making your way. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, we had to rewind some time because your conversation took a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and side note,
Mhm.
I don't know where Avarath is. I woke up and he wasn't in the room. So, yeah.
Well, I guess I can try to catch up with him a little later. Anyway, yeah, no, we can head whenever you want over to see Estes. She's ready. Whenever.
Senna, just wait for Sen to come back, have him meet, and then we go meet this god of all creation.
Yep, because I want to know what they were talking about in that office. And she like
Valid
bites an
enough.
apple.
Okay. So you guys sit there, eat your breakfast, and you wait a little while, and that's when you make your way into the cafeteria. Eating at your usual spot is your sisters Senna, Cyrus, and Dane.
Biggest grin still on his face. He kind of just jauntily walks up, pulls the chair out, and just kind of plops down, starts poking food off of his sister's plate.
She, like without even looking at him, she just goes, "So it worked
Sure did.
officially."
Officially.
I'm gonna try and be like, wait, you're the replacement?
I'm the replacement.
It's the second day of the fucking school year.
Only Hugo and Cecilia are left on the
And
disciplinary
Heath?
committee. Yep. I didn't want
Jeez.
any of them. He specifically asked for Cecilia to stay.
Still not
Oh,
like
okay.
looking at Scent. She just like lifts her paw for a high five, and keeps eating.
High fives back. And I mentioned that there were people around that would be more than willing to be a squire.
Okay.
Well, you can't kind of ask me twice with the show.
Not you.
I was kidding. I don't
We'll
want
have
to
to
be on the
figure out each
council.
other's humor soon.
Yeah.
What does he want?
He wants someone to present themselves without just telling him that they want to be his squire.
Well,
He wants them to prove it.
the problem is, most people want to be his squire. I don't want to be, but it's really not the option I have at this point.
You want to be on for the right reasons. I know.
And
Well.
Mother dear.
Wasn't gonna say it, but yeah. Ionis and I, you know what? We'll talk about that later.
Oh,
Dying to hear
he
about
got
that.
in good, and he gives you a jab in the side.
We'll talk about it later.
All right,
well-
if you exist, big guy.
Dean says Istis is ready to meet us.
Yes, she's ready to go.
Oh, so soon? All right. Cool.
Do you want to eat anything first, Mr. Big Shot?
If you
Oh, he was
haven't-
picking off of Cinna's plate.
I was
Oh,
like, if
mm,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
not
Sorry,
noticed,
over my
he's eaten an entire waffle off of my plate while you were not looking.
I was too shocked, and no, I did not. Anyways, let's go see the God of all creation.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
While we're walking as well, just say to Cinna, Ziore agreed with me. Surprisingly. Like, I know she agrees with us on, like, simple, silly day-to-day stuff, but everything I said, like our beliefs, she agreed. It was surprising. She wants the council to change as well.
Senna just nods.
We just keep walking.
Okay. You follow Dane. He leads you out of the front entrance of the school, and he takes a sharp left, just around the front gates. And you see this almost ethereal-looking doorway. It almost looks like a mirage in the shadows, just an overhang from a tree. And Dane walks over to it, and as you get closer, you get a better look at it. And it has this sort of gothic design to it. It has the appearance of a two-tailed fox and a rabbit in almost a starry pattern. And Dane takes the key off of his neck, and he looks at all of you and he says, actually, instead of using my key, and he puts it back in. Anybody else feeling up to it?
He's gonna nudge Cyrus.
I was already going to offer, so
By
why
all
not?
means.
Have your big moment.
Dane steps out of the way and motions for you to use your key.
And I'll go ahead and I'll just grab my key
Mm-hmm.
and insert.
Yep. And you do. You click, and the door opens. And it's weird. It's a cool feeling as you put your key into the keyhole and click and turn it. And you feel almost Lathander's magic flowing through you, like you were in the palace. As the door opens slowly. And you feel a presence standing before you, almost overflowing into the real world. As someone steps out of the doorway and pushes past you and just grabs Dane by the collar. And it is this smaller looking girl. She... Let me see. Get the exact description for you guys. She
yeah,
is
details.
she has long white hair, and she's wearing almost like a kimono like skirt. However, very noticeably, she has tails, two tails coming out of her, backside, and she has fox ears. And she's just gripping Dane by the collar, and she just looks at him and says, Dane, where have you been? And he just, hey, which one are you? And you see another one, exactly looks like her, steps out, and she says, Comey, that is not nice. And Comey looks at you all and says, Dane, why do you have friends? You don't have friends.
Ah,
Normally I would agree, but this one time,
Ah, my pride is wounded.
do I need to bring up the double F again?
I don't know why you keep hanging your hat on that. Can we just move on?
I don't know, it's
And,
kind of funny.
Comey
It's kinda
lifts him off the ground and just says, "What's a double F?"
I can tell you, Cinna like raises
can
her
also
hand
tell you
really
too.
fast.
He's gonna grab both their sleeves. There's not.
Well, it's actually two things, but one is that it's Dane likes feet, and it's a foot fetish.
Oh god.
Oh, is that so? And she like throws Dane to the ground and just steps on him.
Ah,
And
Me
Dane's like,
next.
"Oh, no, please!"
Cinna like slightly raises her hand and goes, "Me next."
I'm not into this. I'm not into this. I'm not into this. And
well,
Chemo walks over the other one, and she looks at you all. That aside, I'm Chemo. This is my sister. You very clearly met Komi. And you are?
We are Dane's quote-unquote friends. My name is Cyrus.
I am
and
Senna.
He's just gonna do a light bow. Assent.
And we are like Dane. We have personas.
Like
I
Dane,
can see
minus
that.
the feet thing.
Yes, minus the foot thing.
Yeah, he's just gonna flick his coin, and both his and Cinna's personas are just gonna pop up behind him.
Yeah. You begin to feel like you were trying to summon Tamora and Bishaba, but they don't summon immediately
Oh.
right there. But you feel the power as if you were trying to summon them.
Okay.
And Chemo kind of looks and nods and says, well then. Welcome, new persona. And Komi just steps off of Dane and says, users, we are so happy you've decided to join us. Follow. And they both turn around and they like walk in unison back through the door.
Let's go in.
I can't tell if I'm
Yeah.
scared, intimidated, or aroused. Anyway,
Why not
let's go.
both? Or all of the above. Anyways.
Dane,
You
Dane
can have
gets
them. I'll
up.
take Bernie. Walk in.
Dane gets up and he's just like,
He's gonna help. He's gonna help Dane up. Yeah. like grab him by like the scruff of his collar and
Yeah.
just plop him back down.
yeah.
Let's go.
Before you guys go through the door, Dane is just gonna say, all right, before we go in there, just so we're all clear, I lied about not being able to see Istis yesterday. She's not busy. Honestly, the truth is, I just need to make sure you can all handle this whole persona business. It's not for the faint of heart, and I didn't want to waste anyone's time with, meeting Istis and going through this whole situation and dealing with Chemo and Komi because they're a lot, and they tease me too much.
Well, I do appreciate that you, lied. I understand.
Right. I didn't mean to lie to you all. I had to make sure that you were good and ready for this kind of life.
And what do you think now?
I mean, we did just take down Victor.
It's a good
And also,
start.
I'm going to be real with you, Dane. We have these powers, and we can only use them in select places, and we didn't know anything. I feel like we kind of don't have a choice but to learn. So, I think this lifestyle chose us, and we didn't necessarily choose it.
It's alright, Cyrus. But you always have a choice.
I'm aware, but at the same time, I don't know. Just take the foot fetish bullying as recompense for lying.
I accept, even though it hurts my pride.
I mean,
It's not
it
my
hurts in a
fault
good
you
way.
admitted to it. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah,
You're lucky Avraf's not here.
it's a good thing. You
No
all
judgment,
make your
buddy.
way through the door. And as you do, you all very separately walk into different individual platforms. And you realize very, very quickly that you are all separated from one another.
We don't see each other at all.
You do, but you're very far away from each other and on separate, like, stone platforms that are making this circular sort of design. And you hear this loud, booming, detached voice say out, "You may now approach."
I'm just
And
gonna word this. Yeah.
yeah,
approach.
you begin to approach and you walk to the edge of the stone platform that you were standing on, and you look down and it is just a drop off. It is a cliff face.
Ooh.
Just down, and you're looking into clouds, and there is thunder and lightning, and it is just booming below your feet. And you look up, you can all look up pretty easily, quickly, and you watch as Dane goes to step out over the edge. And as he does, a brick appears under his foot, and he begins walking out into the open air. And he stops and he looks at all of you and just nods as if to say, "Yeah, you're good to start walking." Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very shakily, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Nah,
It's a
man,
weird
I got full confidence.
it's a very weird experience.
I've seen weirder.
Probably, yeah. I don't blame you. Yeah, I believe you. Um, but it is a very odd experience having a step out in a step of complete faith that something will be under your foot when you put it down, and it is every single time. And as you get closer to the center, as you guys begin to converge into one another, you see in the very center there is a center platform that you didn't see when you were on the outer platforms. And it is a flat surface, same brick. It is a black and white brick here, almost like a checkerboard. And sitting in the middle is a very intricately designed desk made of high class wood, expert woodworking skills, very intricately designed with foxes and rabbits. And you see Komi and Kimo sort of standing there, loosely at attention, but just standing there watching you all as you approach, and they wave at you. Wave at you all as you approach, and sitting behind the desk is this younger looking woman. She has almost cosmic hair, just stars and galaxies almost in her hair. Her eyes are deep black, and her skin just looks completely ethereal, almost as if there's nobody there, but is there. And she sits forward as you all approach, and she says, "Welcome, Dane. It seems you've brought friends. Please introduce yourselves and welcome to the Cloud Catacombs."
Hello. I'm Shinna.
He does another light bow.
Mm.
I'm a brother sent.
And I'm Cyrus Blackwood.
Interesting. I know that Dane has already shared some information, and it seems your personas have already granted you a modicum of power. Very interesting indeed. Lathander, what do you think? And behind you, Cyrus, Lathander is standing there now.
When did you get there?
I've always been standing here by your side, Cyrus. You just can't see me out there.
Give me a heads up next time. Please?
Anywhere the sun is shining, you can expect me.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
He is doing well. He is learning. I have faith. And she nods. And the rest? Lathander kind of looks over, and you now see Tamora, Bashaba, Kronos. They are all worthwhile. And she nods. And Bashaba kind of floats into like this floating, almost like loose headlock on you, Senna, just to like kind of hang on you like she normally does. Oh, come now. This is so boring. What do you want, old lady?
Cinna's eyes like go so wide at that.
It's this sort of just head turns and looks at you and Bashaba, Senna. That is just like you, Bashaba. Do not fret, child. I do not take offense. I may look young, but trust me, I have been around for a long, long time.
I believe you. You look great. So, she's just complete panic.
Cinna, you're not helping yourself.
Shut.
Be cool, calm, and collected. The 3 C's.
You look as wonderful as you are wise.
She's like bickering with Cyrus. I'm sorry, there is a hot woman on me and one near me.
You think I don't understand?
You know what? It's better than Dane. He quite literally got stepped on.
That's true.
And just looks over. I didn't have a choice, okay?
You just told me that you always have a choice, Dane.
Oh my god.
Anyways. Sent.
Comey steps forward and it just says, all right, that is enough bickering, yes. And Chemo steps forward and just like walks over to Dane and just slaps him and says, enough bickering, Dane.
Dang, Dane, I didn't know you were a masochist too.
I didn't do anything. And it's this just and everybody just Dane, Comey, Chemo just stop and they all stiffen.
Sorry, ma'am. It's payback for him lying to us about something.
Ah. A lively group indeed. Try not
Yeah.
to be too hard on Dane. He meant well. I think he could have gone about it a little better, but he isn't wrong about what he said, Cyrus.
We mean no harm
Thank
by
you.
it, ma'am. It's all in jest.
Of course.
Like I said before I entered, he had every reason to lie to us, and test us. He has not stopped bowing.
Mm-hmm.
Head's just still lowered.
Feel free to raise your head whenever you wish.
Thank you. Straightens up.
I do appreciate you building the depths of bonds between yourselves. You'll need it. It will bring you strength. Work on your budding new friendships. It will unlock new potential, new powers that you never knew you even had. Even getting to know your own personas will bring you to places you've never known or seen before. Contrary to what Dane had stated originally about me being busy, I am not so, as he has lately confirmed. Not that I am not busy, as I do have a lot to look over, but I am making myself available to you all whenever it is you wish. Chemo and Comey are also available to you as a resource for your rehabilitation of the world.
Of the world?
I didn't realize that the stakes were that big.
I mean, it does make sense, though, considering everyone in this school is, the next rulers of the world.
Good
In a
point.
way, yeah. I guess I just didn't think hard enough about it. I mean, it's been 2 days. And very eventful 2 days at that.
2 days, sometimes, Cyrus, can feel like 2 years if you're not careful. And in that time span, a lot can happen. What you are all unaware of, and she moves her hand and just stars fly out in front of you all, encasing you. And the light around you dims, and it is just lit up by different cosmoses and galaxies of different colors. The world you live in, this one. And she reaches out and snatches one and pulls it down for all of your attention to be in front of you. You are shut off from all other influence. It is sad. We cannot reach you where you are. The reason that there is no magic in this world is because of this. Someone long ago, or maybe in the distant future, completely closed your world from any higher influence, or to allow magic to exist at all.
So that's why the gods have not been answering people.
That is very true.
Is there a way to reopen our world?
The shut-off of magic has allowed for this mortal corruption that you've been experiencing through your lives to run rampant. When I say rehabilitation, what I mean is that what I would like for you to do is return the goodness to the mortals that they used to have, that you did have. It is the only true way to save the world. However, from my position, I don't believe it is wise to release magic back into your world.
At least now, or just in general?
Even after we rehabilitate this world?
One of my domains falls under the future. I've foreseen it, which is why I carved my way back in all of the gods back, allowing your personas to take form here, into your realm, to the extent that I could. There is somebody in your world who has seized power, the same as you all. And they have had it for a lot longer and gone unknown for a while. They have been killing people almost haphazardly in the shadows to further their goals. Which at this time of my most recent telling, they wish to open that gash, the line between your world and all others, and allow magic to flow completely back in. And with that, she pauses and covers her face and slowly just takes her hands off. It will allow every and all creatures of different kinds to run rampant. Not to say magic isn't useful, as you have found, but your people are not equipped to deal with the evil beings that will be unleashed if this comes to fruition.
Could there be a way for this magic to slowly be reintegrated with the world? Or is it just not worth it? Can these people in our world not be trusted at all?
If the goodness of your mortals was certain, without corruption, there might be an opportunity to turn the faucet on. But you also need to break the hold that was placed upon your world.
I think first we make sure that our world can be safe with or without magic.
I
And
agree.
based off of our experiences, we can decide if our world, and maybe you, ma'am, can decide if this world is ready for that power to trickle through. Because there's a part of me that believes that regardless of what we do, There will always be some sort of corruption, some sort of evil in humanity's heart. I think it's just a matter of keeping an eye on it.
She nods. Wise for someone so young.
Thank you.
Your mother must be proud.
Sure. Anyways, please continue.
Sure you're aware of our recent endeavors that happened?
Yes, I am. Which is why I am pleased that Dane has finally brought you all to me. If he did not, I was prepared to make myself known without his aid. And she looks directly at him. And he just kind of looks away and says, I was just testing them. You told me it was a good idea just a few seconds ago. Let's move on, please.
I hate to
She-
interrupt. I'll be right back.
Of course.
She looks over at you, Sent. I am aware, yes. Like I
Hmm.
said.
This is just the start, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Dane has been doing a worthwhile job up until this point. Not to say that he's doing a bad job. He's been doing the best that he can alone. However, I am pleased that he has found a few more wild cards like himself.
Wild cards.
Indeed. The mortals in your world, some of you have potential. Latent, not yet closed off paths, which has allowed your personas to select a very select few. Very lucky. The traces of mana and magic is very, very, very weak. But you do still have something from your bloodline, from ancient times, that is residual. That has allowed this path to open completely in the cognitive world. Are there any questions that you have for me directly?
Once once Cyrus gets back from being in his own head, absolutely.
Um, it's just weird to like comprehend that, you know, magic and all of this is even real after an entire life of being told that there's no such thing. It's just fairy tale.
That's very true. I can sense your unease from here.
It's not. I'd say more confusion and just. I'm trying to understand. It's quite literally in front of me,
Mhm.
so it's. I don't really have an option to not believe it. It's just. A good word is, I guess, mind-boggling.
Well,
Yeah, oh, sorry.
oh no, you're good. So go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please. Go.
Okay.
I'll afterwards, yeah.
I'm also back.
Okay.
She kind of leans in your direction, Senna, and says, regardless of confusion or not, I know you're creative. And with this new power and your creativity together, and with the Shaba's aid, I am interested to see the developing skills that you will be able to create with each other. It will be invaluable.
It's just Interesting how someone who just sitting on the face of a coin can be so real. And he looks up at Timora.
She looks down at you and she smiles and says, "Don't think finding that coin was just a coincidence."
I've had this since I was a child. You've planned this since?
Indeed, you have.
Hmm.
Where do you think all that latent luck came from?
That's a good point. I always knew I had someone helping with my own luck.
She just smiles at you.
Hmm.
Istis sort of takes a breath and she pulls all the stars and the light sort of reverts to normal. Now, I'm not kicking you out, but unless you have anything else, it is the weekend, so you are still students. You should enjoy it.
Well,
Unless you have questions.
I have a question.
Yes.
On our previous venture into the palace, I guess, we defeated an enemy and it kind of went inside of me. Like, to describe it would be to say that I felt its power, but I had no means of accessing it. And
The essence.
yes.
I'm aware.
Can you explain that to
course.
me?
Of course. The essence of the shadows that you have the ability to recruit to your side, if you so decide when you come and see me, whenever you wish, like I mentioned, I can do a few things for you. Now, you cannot use these essences outright, as these are residual shadows of actual monsters and demons and creatures from different realities that are trying to creep their way into your world. They get caught up in your cognitive one that you have access to. And they forget, they can't recollect how they ended up there, they just do. However, if you recruit them, you are lifting the proverbial haze on their minds, lifting them to a higher purpose.
Okay.
And that is with you. Now, you are... Not to say that you can change your personas in and out as you please, however, Lathander has the power of fire that he has granted to you. If you so wish, I can have that changed by using the Shadow's essence that you recruited.
Changed. How exactly? Would he control a different element, or would there be a different aspect to his fire? How...
Indeed, it would be a different change to his element. It would allow him to utilize more power than he had previously. And Lathander will nod and say, "While I am connected to you now, Cyrus, I do not have full access to my godly capabilities, and I can only give you one aspect. However, sacrificing a shadow, if I am understanding what Istis is saying to us, we can change the aspects of ourselves and what I can give to you. A full switch, as it were."
Okay.
And Istis nods and says, "With this scarecrow's ability, think of it more in a forceful nature, less explosive like fire is."
Understood. Now, is there a time limit per se on how long I have access to the essence of this scarecrow, or is
No,
there isn't?
You can hang on to him as long as you wish. He is your ally. He will be with you as long as you need. However, there are, like I said, a few things that I can do for you. I can take that essence of the shadow you gained and override your current capabilities to the new Arcana type, as I mentioned, a process known as Unity. I can also have a stipend, if that is what you wish, given to you in return for these shadows, and I will send them back from whence they came. She stops for a moment. Although it is worth mentioning that if you do wish for those shadows to come back later on, for, again, a stipend, as your world does love its currency, you can always revert at a cost.
So it's not free. Great.
Mm.
But on that note, what do you even use the money for? You're a god,
I
let
turn it
alone the
into
god of
power.
creation.
I take energy from your world through your currency, and for lack of a better term, staying here is not easy on me. I need something, some kind of payment, some kind of force from your world that can keep me tethered to it.
Money does talk. But nothing really can truly be free.
Quite so. I will say, not to tell you that I want you to just recruit or maim every shadow you see, but you have noticed that fighting and defeating these shadows have made you stronger. It is also worth noting that if you decide to sacrifice these shadows here, if you do it enough in one go, you can also further your strength.
Okay. So we bring enough, and then I'll just get basically like a boost all around, and Lathander will get stronger himself without needing to change his aspect.
Yes.
Okay then. Good to know.
What if we bring a persona who has a similar aspect to our own? Like say Cyrus brings one of the fire attribute with him. Would that make him even stronger?
Not necessarily. It would count as if you were bringing two of a non-type
I see.
matching. Think of it that way.
I understand. Okay.
Now, is there anything you wish to do with your scarecrow?
I think at the moment I think I'll hold on to him.
Very well.
Think there might be a use for him later, or not. I'm not sure yet. But so far, Lathander and me with fire's been mostly working out, hasn't it?
Indeed it has. It seems like I chose the right one to give you.
I'll take it. But if I change my mind, you can expect me back here again, Lady Estes.
Of course. My door is always open for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lady.
Okay.
Well, sister, you got anything? Anything you want to ask?
Anna! Cinnamon!
Well,
She dead? Yeah.
oh god.
Sorry, I've been really focused on the pretty woman.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Women.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
Literally,
That was
right now
like
is that
the
sound,
most
but,
gay
like,
moment I think I've ever had in a D&D campaign. It's just me sitting here, like gawking at a woman that's not real.
He's just gonna flick her in the forehead. Sister,
Hello.
do you have any questions for the lovely goddess?
You woman. No, I do not. I'm sorry.
I guess I know Cinna's weakness.
I will
It's
fight
been a
you.
weakness for forever. We will come back when we have more questions. Thank you.
very good. You can see yourselves out. Okay. You guys are turning to leave?
Yeah, he's gonna turn on his
Okay.
heel and walk away.
And you do. You leave. It is an interesting leaving experience because as you turn and take a step, you are immediately stepping out of the doorway.
Oh,
That seems
Yeah.
a lot shorter than when we went in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that doesn't mind, actually.
You know, yeah, I don't want to walk over the abyss again.
See, no, that was cool. More so just, I don't know.
What if
I
it?
kinda like-
How would you feel if you just fell?
I hate heights.
I wouldn't though, unless need I only
How?
listen
Hold
to
on. How do you
Istis?
know that you would not fall?
Like I just said, need I only listen to Istis and wait for her to say you may approach? That seems to be the telltale sign that I can go and that I'll be safe. Versus if she did not say to approach, then you'd fall into the abyss. Isn't that right, Dane?
That is absolutely correct.
My
See?
legs are still jelly.
I wonder if Avarith will fall into the abyss.
Avrith would still
Actually-
fall into the abyss.
Avarith would definitely fall into the abyss. Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Would he die if he did that?
No, Istis would probably not allow you guys to die. At least I really, really hope not. And you hear just a thud on Dane's back. No one will die in there, idiot. And just Chemo is just standing there as she just like punched him in the back.
Me next.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
give
I
a
sneezed.
glance I'm gonna give a glance to Sin and Scent. You guys want to pull a prank on Avrith and just push him off?
I feel like we're gonna get in trouble, but I really want to. I
think
really
it'd be
want
funny.
to.
I think he'd like it actually.
He's gonna look over at Chemo and Comey.
Mhm.
Is that alright? Could we do that when he comes in?
Chemo is standing there thinking about it. I mean, yeah, that might be kind of funny. I don't know who this Avaref guy is, though. And Comey just kind of like pulls her ear and says, "No, you cannot push him off as a joke." She's like, "Ow, ow, 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 ow."
Okay, but what if you warn this ahead of time? Just a tiny hazing. Is that okay?
Make a persuasion check.
Do we all have to make a persuasion check?
Yeah, go ahead, group persuasion roll.
Let's go!
Yeah.
Oh wow!
okay.
How does that
No,
happen?
That's good. That's all above a 10. That's what I needed. That's
Means
what I
it
needed.
beats it,
10 or up.
motherfuckers!
Well,
go!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
the
kidding.
DC wasn't 10. It's just 1 to 10 is a fail, or 1 to 9 is fail. 10 up is pass.
Fair, okay.
Group pass. Okay. So, Comey like lets go of Chemo's ear, and she just says, "Okay, I admit it'd be kind of funny. Sure."
Mm.
Look, very food-oriented guy. That's really all he focuses on, and everything else he either just sits there very blank staring, or I don't know, wants to fight it.
Or try and intimidate people.
All right, yeah, push him off. It'll be. Really
Let's go!
Let's go!
Can is there a way to have one of us appear right next to him when we show up on that ledge, and we'll walk with him. Give him a little, give him a
Sure.
little push.
Yeah, I can do it.
Thank
This is gonna be
you.
so mad. All right, fine.
Which one's talking again?
Comey.
He's
The
gonna
one-
go and he's
yeah.
gonna go and give Comey just a very light hug. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
just when it happens, let me do the one who does the pushing. He won't expect it from me.
That's a
Okay.
good idea. He's gonna
I am his
slightly,
roommate
like,
after
he's gonna
all.
like ruffle her ears a
Wait,
little bit.
what if we got Dane to
Don't
do it?
touch my ears.
No, let's not have Dane do it. It'd be. No, wait, no, that's ingenious.
What if we
Dane?
got Dane to do it?
Dane.
You guys look over at Dane, and Chemo is like grappling him. Like, and they're having their own like this little like side spat. Just like get off of me, please get off of me.
Well,
What?
I think seeing that, I think Dane will be too preoccupied.
Hey, Dane!
Yeah.
We got them to agree to let us push Avarath up.
Okay.
You're gonna be the one to do it.
Really want me to betray that trust? Get off, Chemo.
It'd
Are
be
those two
funny.
always
What'd you say, son?
are those two always like that?
I mean, Chemo is very aggressive. And Chemo just squeezes him tighter. I am not aggressive. And Komei just kind of slithers out of your hug, son, and just like, enough touching my ears, please don't do that.
Understood. Goes
We
and flicks one
are-
of them.
They're sensitive, Jesus.
Well, you know what else
Oh.
is sensitive? Dane's aversion to being told he has a foot fetish.
That's true.
Komei just starts laughing and just looks away, like. And Chemo
Oh.
says, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot." And she just like lifts him up and just suplexes him onto the ground. And just slams him down and just gets on top of him and just pushes him down. All right. You gonna admit to it? Do you have a foot fetish, Dane?
I want to lean in and whisper in her ear, "You know he's probably enjoying this, right?"
She turns and looks at you. Looks back at Dane, and Dane is just like, "Nope, nope, no, I'm not."
What if you
No.
move your foot closer to his face, see if he blushes?
She just like her leg starts to slide out and just gets. And Dane just like, nope, 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 nope.
Gotta
Yeah, he
look
like-
at it, Dane.
Nope, 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 not looking.
Eye
And Chemo-
contact is essential.
Chemo is just still slowly, and Komei just walks over. All right, enough, and just pulls Chemo off by her ear and just ow. You can tease him later.
Oh, later. Ooh.
Dane
I
gets
feel
up
like
off
we'll
the
get
ground.
along
and
just fine, you two.
It's brushing himself off. Jesus, I cannot believe this.
Yeah, you
Actually,
can.
You love
I
it.
can believe it. Yeah, I can totally believe it. I honestly I deserve it, but that's neither here nor there.
Anyway,
Listen,
it's the weekend.
it is. I gotta go, so I'll
With
see you.
your fox ladies. Yes, we'll go. Goodbye.
I'm not going anywhere with these two. They cannot leave.
I never
Wait, they
said.
can't-
I didn't assume that you were leaving. I just assumed you were spending time with them.
I have a cafe to go to. I'll have you know.
Cafe.
Yes, I really love the blue table, and they have nice snacks, and I like to eat there on the weekends. And Chemo like loosens the grip and just says, "You promised to take me there."
Are you two not allowed to ever leave?
And Comey kind of looks at you and says, "No, unfortunately not. We can't actually be out and about because..." And she like wiggles her ears and like shakes her tail and says, "It kind of breaks the rules when there are races that don't exist in your land."
What if we find a way to hide those attributes
She thinks about it. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt. What Istis doesn't know won't hurt her.
Question though, Istis is like the god of creation. Kid, doesn't she kind of know like everything though?
Wouldn't she know how to hide the Teloneers?
It's a good point.
Well, she was the one who imposed the rule of not going out there.
But also, again, not to be like, like
It's only you're not going out there solely because of the Teloneers. So if you
It's
hide the
research.
Teloneers,
here's how you here's the perfect excuse.
Mm.
You two will act as a sort of spyglass into our world to see if, once we save the world and, stop everything bad from happening and restore the goodness in the majority of humanity's hearts, you can be the people to see if we're ready for magic. And in order to do that, you need to log our progress and log how people act in our world. And in order to do that, you need to be out and about. So, if Istis asks, or we want to go, if you want to convince Istis, I think that'd be the manner of which to approach it. And also, so she knows that you're not leaving on your own, you'd have to be present with at least one of us four here. 5, counting Avarith, but he's...
I would not leave you
mysteriously
alone with
gone.
Avarith.
That's also very valid. But with any of the 4 of us here, knowing
Well,
that we'd be able to vouch for you.
I wouldn't be lying if I didn't say that I wanted to go, but I mean, Chemo wants to go out more than I do.
That's why
I'm
it's for
happy
both of you.
hanging out here.
Aw,
I mean,
but
as
you could
long as
spend time
I'm-
with me. And she like winks.
She like looks away. I mean, as long as I'm standing by the door, nobody else can see me anyway, so I like to sit out here sometimes. I'll be fine. And she like turns around and she just opens the door and walks through it, and she's gone. Chemo is still standing there and is like, "She's a bit of stick in the mud, I know."
We'll come visit more until we find a way to safely let you two come out. If anything, say we get caught. You're in costume. Maybe you just like to dress that way.
It's, what do they call it? Cosplay.
We could go out
Costume
during
play.
Founders Day. And it's
That's
just
true.
a costume.
Push comes to shove, you're dressed up like some god that, like, maybe 2 people in the world have heard of.
That's not a bad play. You hear that, Dane? Can't escape me anymore. And she just smiles and looks at him, and he just... Anyway, I'm gonna go to the cafe. And he just burns like a robot and just starts to walk away. And Chemo's just standing there.
He's gonna... Sen's gonna hold his hand out. Here's to a lone future being acquainted with each other.
Likewise.
Man, I wish someone was aggressive with me like you were with him. And she like starts to leave.
She just like, she doesn't acknowledge you, but she just stands there and watches Dane walks away.
She
She's
gets
just watching Dane walk away.
You like him, don't you?
Yeah, he doesn't like me though. So it's fine.
How do you know?
He doesn't
he
like
said
to
it.
be he doesn't like to be the one dominated.
Yeah, that's apparent enough.
I don't think it's that he doesn't like it. I think he just doesn't
He's
know how
struggling
to embrace
accept
it. Yes.
His quote-unquote pride is getting in the way.
Maybe ease up just a touch. Get to know him better as Dane and not as, well, the person you step on.
Even though he likes it.
As much as he loves it. Yes. Maybe just try talking to him. You'd still be, a little shit to him. But
I think think he likes little shits. I mean, otherwise he wouldn't be putting up with us.
Some light teasing, you know?
Are
Yeah,
we
it's
leaving
Dave.
or what? She's like at the
You just-
Hold
doorway.
up.
He just holds up a middle finger to her while still talking.
Fine, fuck you, and she just leaves.
Voice still it's just still this like soft just advice towards her, middle finger
Mhm.
up. We'll come
Chemo
around.
nods. All right.
Wish call me the best as well.
I will. All right. I'll see you guys later.
I'll see
Goodbye,
you soon.
Kimo.
All right. And she like turns around and she walks through the door and it closes and just back into that ethereal like state. What you guys doing?
Well, that was something.
It was. And I gotta say, I think you and I make a really good matchmaking advice team, eh, buddy? I'm gonna put my hand up for a high five.
You're right. He high fives back.
Let's go.
What time is it?
Yeah. I was gonna find
It is like just before lunch. You guys, it didn't. I mean, you had breakfast and then you went and saw Estes. Not much time has passed, really.
You hungry?
I mean, not really peckish per se, but do some exploring of the town.
Could. We do also have maybe possibilities of doing a little bit of studying since we missed yesterday.
That's true. Hmm.
Unless you really want to do some more research on the council.
I think it might be best for me to get a feel for the town itself. I've only ever walked through it the one time, and going to here and the Blue Apron, Dane's favorite. So maybe I should get a feel for the town, and who knows? Maybe we'll learn something.
The blue table.
Wait, sorry, Blue Apron, my bad. Sorry, I'm an idiot.
No, you're not an
That's
idiot.
really
It was
funny.
You only went there once. It's fine.
Yeah, it was nice though.
Why don't
But- I don't want to bother Dane. I've bullied him enough for one day.
let's be honest, he deserved it.
He did, but also my conscience is telling me to ease off.
I agree. Why don't we go grab Cinnamon. Let's go find Hugo. He needs a little bit of a break. Maybe Bernie as well.
Yeah. See if they're free.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He's gonna chase after Senna.
Okay. Senna, where did you go?
She's kind of just walking around town, like not really focusing on the fact that she's a noble, just trying to interact with like the common people that are there.
Mm-hmm.
You're making your way
Uh,
downtown, walking
Walking
fast.
fast.
Days
Are there
just pass in
any
your hometown.
like kids playing around?
Yes, there are. There are plenty of kids.
She's
yeah.
gonna go join them.
Okay. They are playing games of dice. Just throwing dice against the wall.
Sorry, I was stretching.
Mhm.
So are you
Uh,
just throwing dice, or?
Come on, lady. If we were just throwing dice, you think we'd be here?
All right, teach me your game.
All right, you throw the dice.
All right, how about this? I throw the dice. If I roll
Mhm.
higher than the number that you say, then you do something for me. If I don't, I do something for you. I could do a backflip. I could, I don't know, go pull a prank on some adult walking by.
Will you steal the bread from that stand over there?
Sure.
Okay. He takes the dice and he throws it against the wall. 14.
She's gonna take her dice
Mm-hmm.
and do the same.
Okay.
Which one did they roll?
Roll the d20.
Okay.
Isn't this your special dice? Don't you have a weighted one?
I don't think so because I had to change my class. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a weighted one.
Yeah, I had to change it.
Oh man.
I did. I was the original. She was going to, but it was because we went with a
Right.
diplomat.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Right. All right.
Wow. Looks like I have to go get bread.
Yes, you do.
She turns on her heel and walks to the stand.
Mm-hmm. Guy is standing there and he says, "Hey, how's it going? You want some new bread? And we made it just fresh today.
Sure. How much?
It's 2 copper.
She's gonna hand a gold piece.
God, you know us of something. Thank you.
Well,
There
people
you
need
go.
help, so.
That we do. Have a good night. Good
You
day."
too. She walks over and brings the bread to the kids.
Kid is sitting there and he's like, "You're supposed to steal the bread, not pay the man for it. Jeez, you don't play this game fun."
Well,
He takes the bread.
how about this? I'll give you a piece of silver in return for not stealing it.
How about I show you how to steal bread properly?
Well, here's a question. Why do you have to steal the bread?
Because I'm bored.
Oh. You know, you steal the bread, you're hurting them, right?
What difference does it make? I just make more.
But see, because you're hurting them, you're also hurting his family and his kids.
But his kid is a jerk.
His kid's a jerk? How so?
'Cause he kicked my sister in the knee yesterday.
Did you stand up for your sister?
I punched him in the face.
Good job. She like lifts her paw for a high five.
He hits your hand with the bread.
Well, it's more important to protect your siblings. But at the same point, is it better if you're hurting his family?
At this point, this is when Sent and Cyrus are kind of walking up on you having this conversation.
Yo, why are you talking to some random kid?
Why not?
She's a thief. She stole this bread, and he throws it at you, Cyrus, and runs away.
I paid 1 gold for it.
Yeah, I believe you.
I was about to ask. You didn't steal this, did you?
You can ask the guy at
Well,
the
you guys wanna
stand
break
who's
some bread?
staring at you right now.
Yeah, he's like looking perplexed, and he's like, "Kids."
Well,
Is there anyone
Wanna
around
break
that
this
seems
bread with me?
homeless?
No, not really.
Hmm.
It's very, very nice here because there's not a lot of poverty, so to speak, because you are in the neutral zone, and it is very well taken care of by all the major nations.
I will attempt my shitty joke again. Well, would you guys like to break this bread with me?
I am not religious. Your joke does not faze me, sir.
Was the bread eaten into at all?
No.
Why don't we just give it back to the man?
Sure. I'm fine with that.
I don't know if you can
Yo.
sell it if all our paws have been on it.
I don't have
What?
paws, thank you.
What the customers don't know won't hurt them.
I mean, technically it could. That's illness. And did you not pay attention in science?
Absolutely not. Why would they pay attention to that shit?
Well, okay. Let's. If we're not gonna give it back, well, again, why don't we just hold on to it?
Yeah, just
Okay.
have it. Yeah.
We can hold on to it. That works for me.
Question for DF: was this
Yes.
bread just given to us raw? Like not like raw, but like there's no like coverings or packaging for it.
It's
just,
like in a package, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to care about.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
You get
Because if
crumbs
not, I
all
was gonna
over
ask
your
for some
bag.
packaging.
Breadcrumbs everywhere, just like, jeez.
Like, damn it!
Nah.
It's all over my math homework.
All of you make perception check.
All right, let's see if my perceptions roll better now.
Let's go!
Cyrus, no!
I
Damn.
all my good rolls doing the fucking D100.
Oh God, no!
Did the only person who rolled well was me?
Yep.
I had a nat
Damn.
1. Thank God for my +2.
Thank God it's not combat. That would have
Jeez.
been a critical. That would have been
Oh,
really
I
bad.
know. Scent and Cyrus, you're too busy talking about the bread to notice, but Senna, you're kind of done with the bread conversation.
I want to have a conversation.
I've been done with the bread conversation.
Yeah.
All time.
You are going back to looking kind of off into your own world where you were when you were first walking, but before you kind of start to be a space cadet once again, you notice Tiki walking into a cafe-like restaurant, and she is walking with Hugo into the restaurant.
They're on the date.
I mean, I know that Hugo likes Tiki, but considering how she's been treating him, I don't know. if
Okay,
it's a
I'm gonna
date.
say this right now. No, most of the time, if someone is mean to you, they either like you or they just want to punch you. For my instance with you, I just want to punch you. I don't think this is a want-to-punch situation. Also, it is one-on-one alone during the weekend in a restaurant.
But also, student council.
Again, one-on-one from a school in a restaurant.
I get what you're saying, but again, I don't know. My guts is leading me to believe otherwise.
He's gonna kind of stand between them, pull them together. Why don't we go check in? Not talk to them, but go kind of see how it's going.
Why don't you
Yeah.
like be all stealthy and whatnot? We'll hang out around the people so we don't bring too much attention. I don't want to bug them if it is a date.
What was the place that they were going into, DM?
The blue door. Or I'm sorry, the blue table.
The blue
God.
where Dane is.
Man,
Freaking-
Even you got it
You
wrong.
screwed me up because you said blue apron earlier. Fucking screwed me
well,
up.
Okay, one of us goes in and bothers Dane, and at the same point,
yes.
while you're
I'll
bothering
look through
Dane,
the
you can
window.
figure out if it's actually a date or not.
well, how about this? You two go in, hang out with Dane, and
Wait! She slaps Scent's shoulder. Excuse me, Mr. Student Council. Why don't you go?
that's what I'm saying. You go hang out with Dane. I'm just a student council
I don't
member
want to
now.
hang out with Dane.
Yeah,
I-
but Cyrus
I've
probably
already
does.
had to deal
No,
with the
I
foot thing.
already- I told you already that I don't want to. I think we could give Dane a break. I kind of don't want to hang out with them. I've bullied him enough for fuck's sake.
Understandable.
You
But
go
here,
do
I
your
have an idea.
student council things if it's not actually a date.
Here, I have an idea. Seth,
Sure.
take this bread and offer it to him as a gift and say, hey, I'm on the student council now. Why don't we break some bread to commemorate it?
Why are you pushing that shitty joke?
Shut up. This
Well, that's
isn't a
to
joke.
break bread with them, but I like what you're thinking.
Exactly. And I'll just go ahead and pass the bread off and just drop it in his hands.
It's a good idea.
See, we have the bread. Might as well use it.
You
and again,
know, you
just 'cause
two
breaking
do
bread's a
this.
religious thing
I'm
doesn't
gonna
mean it
go
has to be a
look for
joke.
Bernie.
Would you find Hugo for me as well?
You idiot. He's literally in that room you're talking
Oh yeah,
about.
good point. Yeah, you know I'm stupid. Hey, look.
She
Look.
starts to leave after face palming so
Look,
like hard.
we were talking about finding Hugo,
Oh
and
my
you know
God.
my brain's everywhere right now. Okay, I'm thinking of this bread. It smells really good.
She's
I'll be
gone.
back.
She's left.
No, yeah, he's only sitting there like looking at the bread, talking out of his ass.
I'm just kind of standing there, just be like, what do I do?
Pick a twin to
This-
follow.
This happens a lot, and he just starts walking towards the blue table.
Yes.
Pick a twin to follow, Cyrus.
Not the door, not the apron, the tables. The tables are blue.
The kneecap?
The blue roof?
The blue kneecap.
My businesses.
Bro,
Anyway.
Dashing has
Can
spent days trying to figure out business names and we're just fucking with them.
It's fine. It's fine.
Can
That's how
I
it
make
goes.
a perception check to see what other businesses and establishments are around me?
You may. Go for it.
I
Finally!
recommend this soup place.
Ooh. Yeah, so around the blue table, you do see a few different types of shops. There is the Brilliant Bite Pub. There is a Salt and Battery. There is a Cheering Chariots, a Need to Relax, Ninkum Soup, Thanks a
Yeah.
Latte, Nitwit, and the Balanced Traveler.
I'm going to yell to Sen. Hey Sen, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go check out Balanced Traveler.
He's not even
See
gonna
what's
turn
up.
around and just thumbs up. Sorry, finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. That was it.
Just yep, thumbs up. Keeps walking.
Cool.
So as you guys begin to kind of split off to do your own thing, that is where we are going to end session for tonight.